Welcome to the History in Focus channel. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss more videos like this one. The paw of a brown bear is enormous compared to the size of a human hand. With claws that can measure up to 4 inches long, the bear's paw is like a giant fingerprint, much larger than an adult person's hand. In 1953, the Marine Angel, a 634-foot-long freighter, sailed through the Chicago River, passing under the Michigan Avenue Bridge. The image of this giant metal ship gliding through the river's waters amid the urban Chicago backdrop was an impressive feat, given the size of the ship. A fake ventilation hole built in a bunker in Normandy. The structure was designed to deceive enemies during World War II, creating the illusion of a real ventilation system to catch enemies by surprise. Female basketball players standing next to cheerleaders, highlighting the height difference between them. While the athletes, with their imposing stature, seem almost giant in comparison, the cheerleaders, with their shorter height, bring an interesting visual contrast. An interesting example of reinforcement learning using a chicken. In this experiment, the chicken learns to perform specific tasks through rewards, demonstrating how reinforcement learning can be applied even to animals in simple training situations. Siamese twins have a 1 in 30 million chance of surviving at birth, but the ones in the photo achieved this feat, and now they are adults and have become teachers. A rare devil's sunrise was observed in several countries, an impressive natural phenomenon that creates a dramatic sky with intense red and orange tones, giving the impression of demonic horns. The difference between police escort when a person kills a wealthy CEO and when a person kills 4 college students. The inequalities in the treatment of victims are clear, reflecting how society and authorities react differently depending on the status and class of the people involved. In 2016, a man hijacked an Egyptian airplane with explosives strapped to him. A British man aboard asked for a photo with the hijacker while the incident was happening, creating a surreal and unexpected situation in the face of imminent danger. The CIA revealed a heart attack gun in 1975. It was a battery-powered pistol that shot a dart filled with seafood toxin and frozen water. Once inside the body, the dart would melt, leaving only a small red mark at the entry point. The official cause of death would always be recorded as a heart attack. First, the man gets the drink, then the drink gets the man. This is a sculpture created from an old Irish saying reflecting the power of alcohol over the person. A proud Brazilian dog posing in front of its cocaine seizure. The dog, trained to detect illegal substances, helped authorities confiscate a large amount of drugs, showing the importance of working dogs in the fight against crime. In 1951, a 66-year-old man was prevented from participating in a 118-mile bike race for being considered too old. Nevertheless, he showed up and won the competition, riding for days without sleep. His impressive feat earned him the nickname Grandpa Steel, in honor of his unwavering endurance and determination. In 2017, Dr. Paul Locus was at a Halloween party dressed as the Joker when he received an urgent call to help deliver a baby. Despite his full costume and makeup, he didn't hesitate and rushed to the hospital. Saturn seen through a 6-inch telescope. The image reveals the planet's impressive rings, providing a detailed view of one of the most iconic features of the solar system, even with a relatively small telescope. Before and after the excavation of the ancient Greek stadium, the image shows the impressive transformation of the site, where the structure submerged in time was revealed, bringing to light historical and archaeological details of one of ancient Greece's greatest athletic feats. Kim Eung-yong began speaking at 6 months old, and by the age of 2, he was already fluent in 4 languages. By 3, he understood and solved algebra. At 8, he was invited by NASA to be a researcher in the United States, where he obtained his master's degree at 15, standing out as an intelligence prodigy. The Danish explorer Einar Mikkelsen, before and after spending 2 years trapped in Greenland with fellow explorer Ivar Iverson from 1910 to 1912. Facing extreme cold and hunger, the two survived until they were rescued by a Norwegian seal hunter. The before and after photos clearly show the physical and psychological impact of this terrifying experience. Mikkelsen lived until the age of 90, passing away in 1971. But his epic journey is remembered as one of the most extraordinary survival stories in polar exploration history. Glasses designed to avoid direct eye contact with gorillas at the zoo. An interesting innovation designed to protect both the animals and visitors. A prison cell in Norway, which more closely resembles a common room. With simple but comfortable furniture, such as a bed, a desk, and a large window, the environment reflects the country's more humanitarian approach to rehabilitation. Women in Iran removing their hijabs while shouting "Death to the dictator" in protest against the murder of Mahsa Amini, who was killed for not wearing her hijab correctly. A resistance act that reflects the struggle for freedom against oppression imposed by the regime. In 1996, Ukraine handed over its nuclear weapons to Russia in exchange for a guarantee that it would never be threatened or invaded. This agreement, known as the Budapest Memorandum, aimed to promote security and stability in the post-Soviet region, but its effectiveness was questioned later. A series of images on the surface of a comet captured by the Rosetta space probe. The images obtained during the historic mission offer a detailed view of the comet, revealing its surface and expanding our knowledge of the solar system. A Korean news program actually filmed on top of the building instead of using a green screen. This unique approach brought a sense of authenticity and engagement to viewers, highlighting the innovation in television production. The last photo of Hachiko, the loyal dog who waited for more than 9 years outside the Shibuya station for his master's return, even after his death. In 1935, Hachiko was photographed for the last time, still waiting with unwavering loyalty. His story moved Japan and the world, turning him into an eternal symbol of fidelity and unconditional love. This man found himself in an empty plane and took a photo in each seat, then combined all the images in Photoshop. The Czech climber Adam Ondra performed the free climb of El Capitan in Yosemite National Park. The achievement was a historic milestone, as the climb was done without using auxiliary equipment, only hands and feet pushing the limits of sport climbing. One of the 4 heads made from cotton, soap, and human hair placed by Alcatraz prisoners in their beds to deceive guards during the 1962 escape. These ingenious devices were part of a clever plan to escape prison, creating the illusion that the inmates were still in their cells while they fled to freedom. In 1884, the Statue of Liberty was photographed in Paris, France, just before being dismantled and shipped to New York. The image captures the historic moment when the colossal sculpture was about to embark on its transatlantic journey, symbolizing the friendship between the two countries and a landmark of freedom. This is the clearest photo ever taken of Venus. The image reveals impressive details of the planet's thick atmosphere, with its sulfuric acid clouds and high temperatures. Hanako, a koi carp that died at 226 years old, was the oldest koi ever recorded. In 1966, 2 of her scales were removed and studied to determine her age. Her extraordinary longevity became a legend, reflecting the resilience and durability of the species. A rare phenomenon called a fire rainbow in the atmosphere was photographed. This phenomenon occurs when sunlight passes through ice crystals in high-altitude clouds, creating a colorful glow in the sky, similar to a rainbow, but with vibrant and unexpected hues. A 10 megabytes hard drive from the 1960s looks like a museum piece when compared to current standards. The size of a huge machine, this primitive device took up a significant amount of space and offered a minuscule storage capacity by modern standards. This innovative door handle allows you to see what's ahead in the room before entering. Designed with a mirror or special mechanism, it offers a view of the room's interior. A salt mine in Romania, with its vast underground chambers, reveals an impressive and fascinating setting. The walls shine with salt crystals, and the environment is carefully preserved to prevent wear. Some mines, like the Salina Turda, offer tourist tours where visitors can explore several galleries. This time-lapse of a giant pumpkin shows its growth from 19 to 37 days old. Now weighing 700 pounds, it gains 49 pounds a day, highlighting the impressive speed with which the pumpkin develops in such a short time. The door is real, the rest is graffiti. A true visual illusion where the painting blends with the real world, challenging the observer's perception. Service dogs undergo a test where they must watch an entire musical to complete their training program. This challenge tests their patience and focus in the face of distractions, preparing them to perform successfully in dynamic and demanding environments. A German company that sells cleaning equipment used its high-pressure washers to create a giant image of Godzilla at the Iwaya Kawachi Dam in Saga Prefecture, Japan. The impressive art was a creative way to showcase the power of their products, combining technology with an iconic pop reference. Bruce Lee's training routine from the 1960s reflects his immense dedication to physical fitness and martial arts training. He combined strength, flexibility, speed, and endurance exercises, as well as combat practices like boxing and kung fu. This is the tomb of Technical Sergeant Leonard Matlovich. It does not carry his name, as Matlovich wanted it to be a monument to all gay veterans. His intention was to honor those who served with courage but faced discrimination due to their sexual orientation. In 1976, Shavarsh Karapetyan, an Armenian Olympic swimmer, saved 20 people trapped in a bus that sank 78 feet from the shore. He spent several hours rescuing the victims, but suffered serious injuries that led to him being hospitalized for 45 days, ending his Olympic career. Members of the UN Council walking out during the speech of the Russian foreign minister. The symbolic gesture expressed a strong reaction to Russia's position at a time of great international tension, highlighting divisions in the global political landscape. In many Japanese bathrooms, the sink for washing hands is connected in a way that the water used to wash hands is reused for the next flush. This system helps Japan save millions of liters of water each year, promoting sustainability. A rainstorm in Alabama, seen from the inside of a factory door. The intense weather and torrential rain created a dramatic setting, a $20 bill with a unique serial number, number 1. This feature makes it a rare and highly valued piece among collectors. After 3 years of waiting, calculations, and astronomical precision, Leonardo Sens captured this iconic photo of Christ the Redeemer holding the moon. The stunning image combines the grandeur of the religious symbol with celestial beauty. The Silver Snipers are a Counter-Strike esports team from Sweden, where the youngest member is 62 years old and the oldest is 81 years old. The team's formation breaks stereotypes, showing that age is not an obstacle to achieving success in the world of esports. A man found an entire house in the attic of his home, looking extremely abandoned. The mysterious and surprising discovery left everyone intrigued, as if a piece of the past had been left behind, hidden in the place for years. She was 11 when World War I started, 36 when World War II began, 74 when Star Wars was released, and 116 when COVID-19 began. Her name was Kane Tanaka, the person who managed to reach the world's oldest age with 118 years old. She was born in January 1903 and passed away in April 2022. A statue of Yasuke, an African slave who arrived in Japan in 1579 and became the first black samurai. Yasuke's historical figure symbolizes not only courage and loyalty, but also the breaking of racial and cultural barriers during a time of intense change in Japan. Felix Baumgartner preparing to jump from his capsule at an impressive height of 13.6 miles. He said he could feel in his stomach and every part of his body that he shouldn't be there, but the view was incredible. A medical clinic from the Viet Cong in the middle of a swamp in 1970 reflects the extreme conditions and resilience of the forces during the Vietnam War. Built in an isolated and difficult-to-reach location, the clinic was a vital point for treating injured combatants. The astronauts of Crew 2 enjoying their last day on Earth before traveling to space the next day, where they would spend the next 6 months aboard the International Space Station. The moment of relaxation marks the beginning of a historic and challenging mission. A tram derailed and collided with an Apple store in Oslo, Norway. The accident caused significant damage to the store, creating a surreal scene as authorities tried to control the situation. A city in Germany created thermal pods for homeless people, providing temporary shelter during the winter. These pods offer protection from the cold and harsh conditions, helping ensure safety and comfort for those in need. This is Abu Tahsin al-Salhi, an Iraqi veteran sniper credited with killing more than 384 ISIS members during the Iraqi Civil War, earning the nickname Hawkeye. The ISIS leader was so afraid of him that he offered a $250,000 reward for the sniper. The door to the dining area of the Alcobaça Monastery in Portugal was made narrow so that monks who gained too much weight would be forced to undergo fasting. This measure was a form of control, keeping the monks disciplined and focused on their spiritual practices and self-control. The first documented case of biofluorescence in Tasmanian devils was recorded at the Toledo Zoo. This groundbreaking discovery reveals a fascinating trait of these animals, which may open new doors for studies on their biology and ecology. In 2003, a New York police officer came across Ming, a 350-pound tiger secretly living in an apartment in Harlem. The unusual scene reveals the unexpected danger of finding a wild animal in an urban environment, defying safety norms and coexistence. This unusual duo of a wolf and a bear was documented traveling, hunting, and sharing food together for 10 days. The surprising and rare behavior between these two species showed a rare collaboration in nature, challenging expectations about interactions between predators. A lion pushes her cub without knowing it is water ahead. The video captures a tense and moving moment where the lion's instinctive maternal protection mixes with surprise as she realizes the unknown element. Vilnius installed a statue that offers a portal to the Polish city of Lublin, allowing people to see each other in real time. This unique installation symbolizes the connection between the two cities and promotes cultural exchange in an innovative and interactive way. This is what a sunset looks like from space. The transition from day to night is remarkable, with the horizon line illuminated by vibrant shades of orange. This is Malibu, one of the richest and most affluent places on the planet. In early 2025, the place was consumed by flames, highlighting the fragility of nature in the face of natural disasters, even in places known for their opulence and beauty. In England, it is common to see these wavy brick fences. And, as curious as it may seem, this shape uses fewer bricks than a straight wall. A straight wall needs at least 2 layers of bricks to be sturdy, but the wavy wall is stable thanks to the support of the waves, which work like an arch. This turtle started following its owner and seeking affection constantly. Biologists contacted the owner because this behavior is far from normal. The turtle started acting this way suddenly and never stopped. No one knows the reason for this unusual behavior, which continues to this day. The path to the White House received a new paint job with the words "Black Lives Matter" written on it. The symbolic act highlighted the fight against racism and the search for social justice, expressing the growing civil rights movement in the United States. The owners couldn't understand why the cat wasn't sleeping in its own bed until they saw this. The mystery was solved when they discovered that the cat had found a more comfortable or curious place to settle. The American flag being flown upside down, representing a distress signal by workers at Yosemite National Park. The symbolic gesture reflected discontent and the difficult conditions faced by the employees at the time. There is a very small muscle in the forearm that contracts only when raising the little finger, being invisible otherwise. In Michelangelo's sculpture of Moses, the little finger is raised, which makes this small muscle contract, a subtle detail of this masterpiece. Mosaics of a Roman village were found beneath a vineyard in Negrar, Italy. The discovery reveals the rich historical past of the region, offering a glimpse into the daily life of ancient Romans and the detailed art present in the villas of the time. The president of the Maldives held the world's first underwater cabinet meeting to sign an SOS about climate change. This symbolic act aimed to draw global attention to the threat climate change represents for the islands and their communities. An aerial image of an uncontacted tribe in the Amazon, revealing the isolated and impenetrable life of these communities. An Iranian woman protesting in front of a hijab poster showing her legs. The act challenges the imposed norms and raises a voice against the repression of individual freedom. Children learning remotely during a polio outbreak in the 1940s. Teachers broadcast lessons over the radio, adapting to the crisis situation and ensuring continuity in education while schools were closed due to the spread of the disease. In November 2017, Pope Francis received a custom Lamborghini. He blessed the car, signed it, and sold it for $950,000, donating all the profits to charity. The gesture symbolized his dedication to using his position to help the needy. This small lizard, while shedding its skin perfectly, looks like it is wearing a tiny spacesuit. The pattern and shape that formed during the shedding process create a fascinating illusion as if it is ready for a space mission. This beach in Turkey was equipped with accessibility resources, offering an inclusive environment for people with reduced mobility. With ramps, wheelchairs adapted for the sand, and other resources, the beach ensures that everyone can enjoy the beauty of the Turkish coastline. Some bees decided to make a hive between the window and the blinds. This unusual location creates a curious scene where nature adapts to urban space in a surprising and fascinating way. The size difference between a large house and a really large house can be impressive. A large house typically ranges from 3,000 to 5,000 square feet, while a truly large house can exceed 10,000 square feet. Mars on the left and Earth on the right. The image shows how the two planets can look similar at first glance, but their atmospheres, climate, and living conditions are drastically different, with Earth being habitable and Mars being a dry and inhospitable environment. The professional qualifications required in this Filipino job ad point to the fragility of the situation the country is in. Larry Ellison, founder of Oracle and the second richest man in the world at 80 years old, is married to a 33-year-old Chinese woman who is 47 years younger than him. The age difference between them has generated a lot of media attention due to the disparity in ages. An impressive painting of a bus with realistic details that almost bring the art to life. The intense colors and well-defined lines capture the essence of the vehicle, transforming a simple wall into a dynamic and energetic work of art. A body scan of a woman weighing 250 and 125 pounds clearly shows the differences in physical composition between the two weights. The gold deposit at the New York Federal Reserve in 1959 was a maximum security location, storing tons of gold bars from countries and banks around the world. An Egyptian dress from 4,500 years ago, found in a tomb in Giza, made with more than 7,000 beads, is an impressive relic from antiquity. The delicacy and complexity of the craftsmanship demonstrate the skill of the era, as well as reflecting the status and sophistication of ancient Egyptian cultures. A rare appearance of an Orthodox Christian monk wearing the Great Schema, the highest level of Eastern monasticism, symbolizing complete renunciation of the world and union with Christ. This theater offers a unique view, showing a photo of what the view would be like from the selected seat. This allows spectators to choose their seats based on visual perspective, ensuring a more personalized and comfortable experience. This is a photorealistic image generated by artificial intelligence showing how George Washington would look if he were alive today. This man is walking on abandoned railroad tracks in Southern California with a rail cart that he built himself. He took advantage of the leftover infrastructure to create a unique transportation experience. People in St. Petersburg protesting against the invasion of Ukraine. The act of resistance highlights part of the Russian population's dissatisfaction with the government's actions, pointing out the human and political cost of the ongoing conflict. The protest rally in Hong Kong. The demonstration gathered thousands of people, expressing discontent with political and social issues, reflecting the struggle for freedom and civil rights during a time of great tension and mobilization in the city. The Chicago skyline visible from nearly 50 miles away during a sunset at Indiana Dunes. The spectacular view offers a rare perspective of the city, with its towering buildings standing out against the sky, creating a stunning image. Squirrels sleeping in their nest on the edge of a window. A moment of tranquility in the lives of these small animals who found a cozy place to rest right next to the human environment. A bamboo that grew during the pandemic without the effect of tourists' touch. 20 years ago, someone carved a 60-pound pumpkin on top of a tower at Cornell University in the middle of the night. The pumpkin was over 170 feet off the ground. To this day, no one knows exactly how it was done without anyone noticing. Tom Brown, a retired engineer, saved about 1,200 types of apples from extinction over 25 years. His tireless work preserved rare varieties, ensuring future generations can enjoy the diversity of flavors and history of apples. A protest with 1.03 million people in a city with a population of 7 million. This means 1 in every 7 residents of Hong Kong was protesting to preserve their rights, showing massive mobilization and a strong call for freedom and justice. The sculpture "Serve and Protect" at the Salt Lake City Public Safety Building during a protest demonstrates how the meaning of art can change completely with context. The symbol of protection now takes on a new interpretation in light of the fight for justice and civil rights. Inside the C-17 coming from Kabul, the space was extremely crowded. The image conveys the intensity and desperation of the evacuation, with people squeezed together and trying to shelter in a cramped environment as they flee from a crisis scenario. Some pharmacies in the Czech Republic introduced shampoo and cleaning product refill machines. Customers can refill their empty bottles with various products, avoiding the need to purchase a new bottle each time, promoting sustainability and reducing waste. A rare optical phenomenon called the Brocken specter occurs when a person is at a higher altitude in the mountains and sees their shadow projected onto a cloud at a lower altitude. This fascinating phenomenon creates an impressive optical illusion surrounded by a glowing aura. In a 10-hour flight from Seoul, South Korea to San Francisco, a mother handed out more than 200 bags with candy and ear protectors in case her 4-month-old baby cried during the flight. The corrosion on this faucet resembles a map, creating an intricate pattern that resembles a network of rivers and continents. Solar panels being integrated into channels in India, creating the so-called solar channels. This innovative solution helps reduce evaporation losses, requires no additional land, and keeps the solar panels cooler, improving their efficiency and promoting sustainability. The flight map shows more than 140 private jets that left Los Angeles within the first 5 hours after Super Bowl LVI. The image illustrates the frantic movement and the flow of high-profile individuals leaving the city after the large-scale event. In 2011, photographer Alejandro Cartagena waited every morning on a bridge to capture images of Mexican workers commuting to work in carpool vehicles. His photos reveal an intimate view of daily life and transportation conditions in Mexico. A supermarket in Thailand abandoned plastic packaging in favor of banana leaves. This sustainable change reduces plastic usage and promotes natural alternatives, aligning with the growing environmental awareness and the desire to preserve the country's natural resources. The popular YouTuber Outdoor Boys is stepping away from YouTube indefinitely, claiming that he became too famous for his family to live a normal life. The decision reflects the challenges that come with fame and the search for a balance between public and private life. The difference between an alligator, left, and a crocodile, right? The main difference is that the alligator has a wider U-shaped snout, while the crocodile has a narrower, V-shaped snout. Katerina Kamprani is a Greek architect and designer known for her series, The Uncomfortable, in which she intentionally designs everyday objects to be inconvenient. Using 3D modeling, Kamprani alters features of items like chairs and kitchen utensils to make them difficult to use, challenging the usual expectations of functionality. The German police have a special protection suit for knife attacks. This suit is designed to protect officers from cuts and stabbings, offering an additional layer of safety during confrontations in high-risk situations where knives are a common threat. Devil's Tower in Wyoming, USA, an iconic rock formation known for its unique and impressive shape. Rising over 1,000 feet in height, it is an important sacred site for several Native American tribes and a popular destination for climbers and tourists. When a 6.8 magnitude earthquake hit Olympia, Washington in 2001, a store owner discovered that a sand-tracking pendulum recorded the vibrations. The pendulum, designed to capture subtle movements, provided a visual representation of the earthquake's impact. A simple way to explain genetics to children is by using gummy bears, comparing the different flavors and colors with genes. Mesh netting that catches trash before it reaches the ocean. These nets are installed in rivers and canals, preventing debris and pollutants from being dumped into the sea, helping protect marine life and keeping aquatic ecosystems cleaner. A modern solar panel bench with wireless chargers on both sides, located in Split, Croatia. The combination of innovative design and sustainability is evident, providing a space not only functional for resting, but also eco-friendly, allowing devices to be charged in a practical and clean way. A globe displaying elevations with topographic details representing the mountains, valleys, and plains of the planet. The different colors and shading help visualize altitude variations, offering a unique and informative way to explore the Earth's geography. LEGO transitioned its packaging from plastic to paper in an eco-friendly initiative to reduce environmental impact. The new packaging, more sustainable, maintains the quality and safety of the products while contributing to environmental preservation, aligning with global efforts for a greener future. The Utroba Cave in the Rhodope Mountains in Bulgaria is a fascinating archaeological site carved by hand more than 3,000 years ago. This ancient refuge, with its impressively sculpted walls, offers a glimpse into the region's distant past. South Korean guards holding hands while checking rooms in the shared conference hall in the DMZ, the demilitarized zone, to minimize the chances of being pulled into the North Korean side. This act of unity is a safety measure, symbolizing mutual vigilance and the constant tension between the two countries. The city of Whittier, Alaska, is known for having almost all of its population living in a single apartment building. This unique structure, called Begich Towers, houses residents, schools, stores, and even a church, becoming a true community in one place due to the region's isolation and extreme conditions. The Temple of the Druids in the United Kingdom is a mysterious and fascinating structure located in a quiet area of Yorkshire. Made up of large stones arranged in a circular formation, the temple evokes the feeling of an ancient Druidic worship site. The pizza was cut in this way to avoid cutting the slices of pepperoni. This method ensures that the slices of meat remain intact, allowing each piece of pepperoni to be served whole. A moving tombstone in Copenhagen, Denmark, marked by a tragic story. The young Benjamin died twice. The inscription reflects the pain of such a deep loss, serving as a tribute to a loved one whose life was prematurely interrupted. A double rainbow before a storm creates a spectacular and almost magical sight in the sky. The vibrant colors overlap, forming two luminous bands. A tree displaying two colors at once. Its leaves alternate between tones, creating an impressive contrast. In the Thar Desert, India, nomads take immense pride in their camels, adorning them with intricate patterns carved into their coats. These detailed designs are not only a form of artistic expression, but also reflect a deep cultural connection. A line of people seeking food during the Great Depression in front of an advertisement displaying the highest standard of living in America. Rafael Aguirre, an 83-year-old Mexican immigrant, graduated from college in Texas, defying expectations and showing that it's never too late to pursue education. Scientists have revealed for the first time the shape of a single photon, challenging what was known about the nature of light particles. Through advanced experiments, they were able to capture the photon structure, which had previously been seen only as a shapeless particle. Someone sold a Hot Wheels case on eBay, and the buyer sent this photo back. Surprisingly, the buyer was the original child in the photo who wanted to reclaim the iconic case as part of his childhood. A meal that costs only 6 cents in a Tunisian university reflects the economic conditions and the accessibility of food at some institutions in the country. An employee at McDonald's with Down syndrome retired after 32 years of work, dedicating himself to serving smiles every day. A family of Zolos, one of the oldest dog breeds in the world, showcasing a unique and primitive beauty. Also known as Mexican hairless dogs, Zolos have a history dating back more than 3,000 years.